study about friction. So what is friction? It is contact force or non-contact force?
And contact force.
Contact force. When two surfaces are in contact. Okay. So there is a relative motion. For example, this is a surface and one box is kept here. So if I want to move this box, I will push it. And you know that push or pull is a kind of force. So the friction opposes the motion. Friction opposes the motion. Always friction acts to the opposite direction of the force. So the box will move in right side. So what is friction? It is the relative motion between two surfaces in contact. So what is friction? Is the force which opposes the relative motion
Between two objects.
between two surfaces in contact. So it is contact force. Now what? You can see I am able to write on the board because there is friction. You are writing in the notebook due to the frictional force. I can fix a nail on the wall due to frictional force. I am walking here due to the frictional force between my shoes and the ground. So shoes have some graded marks or some design on the sole. That's why friction is created. So what is frictional force, you understood?
Yes.
It opposes the motion. So you can see here also that ball after kicking stops after some time due to the frictional force applied by the ground. Even if we do the cycling on the ramp or on a slope, after some time if you are not pedaling, the bicycle stops automatically due to the frictional force applied by the ground. Now next is what causes friction? Causes of friction. What are the causes of friction? Now suppose there is some irregularities on the surface. What are these? These are irregularities. So friction is due to irregularities between the surface. Like here you can see the between wall and ground some irregularities are there. So suppose box is kept here. So there is interlocking between irregularities of two surfaces. Two surfaces interlocked like this. Okay? And second thing, so first reason of friction is what? Due to irregularities present on the surface, and second is due to adhesion force. if I want to move this duster, it move like this, है ना? Due to the due to the overcoming of interlocking force. This interlocking between two surfaces when overcome by the duster, we can move it. And second thing, due to the adhesion force between the atom and molecule of these two objects. So these are the causes of friction. Then, if more irregularities are there, more friction will be there. If irregularities are greater, roughness is greater, then frictional force will be greater. If the surface is smooth, then frictional force will increase or decrease?
Decrease.
Okay. So, on what factor friction depends? Let us see. Factors on which friction depends. Friction depends on number one, nature of the surface. Nature of the surface. Like you can see, if the surface is smooth, friction will be lesser. Small friction is there. And if the surface is rough, more friction is there. Like you can see that if I want to move this chalk piece here, on this cloth, so it will see that till there, है ना? And if I want to move this polished surface, है ना? And you can see, okay. So it will move farther away, है ना? And if you want to move again here, so it will move little lesser because the cloth have rough surface and this polythene sheet is smooth, so friction is reduced. So friction depends on the nature of the surface. Second thing, mass or weight of the object. Friction depends on the mass of the object. If mass is greater, more friction will be there. Suppose, look here. Here are two smooth surfaces, right? Here is one box having 5 kg mass, and this is A box, and second is 2 kg mass is there in B box. So, tell me, Jignesh, which box will move farther away easily? Yes. 2 kg mass, because the friction is lesser. When the mass is less friction is there. If mass is more friction is there. है ना? Suppose you are playing the game on the mat. Suppose a child is there. Child is sitting on a mat and I want to pull this child with the mat. So it takes lot of effort. And another mat which is empty and I want to drag it. Easily I will drag because mass is very less here. Understood? So more mass, more friction. Less mass, lesser friction. So second point of the factor on which friction depends, that is mass of the object. Okay. And now I will tell you 13 types of friction. There are 3 types of friction: static, sliding, and rolling friction. When object start moving from the rest, this duster is supposed at the rest. When I push it, it start moving. So static friction come into play when object start moving from the rest. So it is greater. Friction is greater in the static friction because I have to apply more force to overcome the interlocking between the irregularities. है ना? Three type of friction. Number one is static. Number two, sliding. And number three, rolling. So, example, to move a box from rest or to push a book from the rest, you have to apply a lot of force. Okay? So, it is very greater. Friction is more here because to overcome the interlocking between two objects, we have to apply a lot of force. That's why static friction is greater. So, now second friction is sliding friction. When two surfaces slide over one another, that is called sliding friction. Like if I am pushing this book, this is static friction. Okay. And if I am sliding like this, it is easier?
Yes.
For example, this is a bag. Okay. So, look here. So, I am pushing this bag and I am dragging it. This is sliding friction, right? Dragging or sliding over one another. This is called sliding friction. Suppose this bag has small wheel, so it will roll easily. Nowadays you are looking at rolling bags. So rolling friction, when two surfaces roll over one another, that is called rolling friction. So rolling friction causes very less friction. Sliding friction is little greater than rolling friction, and static friction is greatest among these two. So you can write in this way: static friction, sliding friction, and rolling friction. You can note down this. So now tell me, Anshika, which friction is smallest among these three?
Ma'am, rolling friction.
Rolling friction, because the object roll over one another. Which friction, Jayesh, which friction is greatest?
Ma'am, sliding.
Wrong answer, yes.
Ma'am, static.
Static friction, because why static friction is greater? Because we have to apply lot of force to overcome the interlocking between the two objects. Okay? Thank you.